and part two of the review. But technically, it's kind of just a walkthrough part of it. And anyway, so as it goes on, Walter goes into hiding. He has his cancer back after he successfully got rid of the cancer. He gets his cancer back, and so he's dying. And this time, he's paying this guy, and he's all the way in, farther out of the states, away from Arizona, from Albuquerque, New Mexico. He's like way out somewhere in the northern area. Anyways, there's lots of snow, and so he's growing a bit of a beard, his hair back and everything, and so it gets to the point where he's trying to contact his son, and when his son found out, he's like, "You killed Hank. You tried attacking my mom," even though it was the other way around. It was a total misconception, and it's sad because, and I'll tell you later, but he says, "Why don't you just die? Why don't you just die, Dad? I hate you." All this stuff, and I can almost feel the pain Walter's going through, and then it plays Walter's theme song as because he called the saying I want to call the he calls the DA's like, "I want to talk to the one in charge of the Walter White case," and they say, "Who may I ask is calling?" And he goes, "Walter White," because he's telling them, he's trying to turn himself in, and then he sees, people who he claiming the company for the people I mentioned before who he worked with build the company. They're claiming it for themselves, which is very crappy. And I hate it, but they also mention the charity, so Walter gets an idea. He can give all his money to his family this way. So the cops are they're coming, and then it plays the intro. Do. I can't do it, but I play it, but I don't want to get copyrighted. I don't want to get copyrighted, but he's missing, and he drives all the way back to Albuquerque, New Mexico. He goes to those people he's old friends with, and long story. But long story short, he this is the best part of the episode too. But I'm just gonna stop here and continue on for the new episode, last episode for the chapter or for the review. But I want to say this was a base review for the whole series, and the whole series altogether, including the new episode. But I'm not going to mention anything. But altogether, it was a very good series. There were some things here and there, like I didn't like how. If you're pointing a gun at Walter White, he shits his pants. He's like, "Oh no, please don't do it." But then if the guy looks around and then Walter's holding a gun, he's like, "Remember my name," which is the best part in the series when he said that. And the guy was like, "You're Heisenberg, you're goddamn right." It was just perfect. But other than that, the whole how his mood changed based off the situation. He's really not that big of a badass when it comes to people pointing a gun at him. Only whenever he thinks of like a chemical or whatever, or he's trying to get revenge. But he has his badass moments, but then there's times when like if you're pointing a gun, he shits his pants, and it's like you don't want to see that. Well, he doesn't literally, but he's like, please, I'll give you money. I'll this. You want to see. I was hoping he'd be walking up to the gun like, pull the trigger, I dare you. Kind of being like a badass fight, but that's what makes it more realistic. Not everyone's gonna be bulletproof Superman, which is good. So altogether, it was really good, and I liked the new Walter White look, and I liked the third Walter White look, which is the bald and the goatee. The second look would be bald and the mustache. The first look is the hair and the mustache and the glasses. The fourth look would be the hair and the beards. The Mountain Man look. you know, like the 10 calories Dr. Pepper commercial, 10 calories, shows the lumberjack. Anyways, all kidding aside, I love that. Anyways, you're able to feel almost from his side, like I want to say a few times, no, I didn't kill Hank, he didn't kill Hank, but he's like, he didn't say it, but it's like, you can see how the pressure, how people kind of treat him. He later on says, I didn't do this for the family. Because he's been saying, I did this for the family, and the money's all for you. He says, I did it for himself. And which comes out to say, he's saying how, he felt alive. He felt important for once. He felt like he had some excitement in his life. Everyone else, he didn't feel important. He felt like he was just, barely passing the line. And so he felt alive, and so he loved cooking. And I can understand from that point of view. And you can almost feel like you are Walter White or you're a conscious or whatever. And I felt really bad for him in the end until the very end, but I still feel bad because how his son talked to him. Told him he had to die, and he doesn't get to see him again until other than walking to his house. He never really got to talk to him except for being told to go die, and well, he died, and it was really sad. Um, so that kind of got me. I was like, that's really sad, but that's series. It's gotta have it. You don't want to end it where excuse me. If you end something where it can always be a picked up later, but it's a good ending, it's never a good ending. Like for my other people who watch me, and there's like Bleach, like anime, I Ichigo beat Aizen. It's like yeah, you can end it there, but you can also keep going. So it's one of those endings, those endings where you can end it, but you can also, if you ever want to, keep on going. Like what is it? There's like for 2.5 Men people out here, you know, we never really saw Charlie's body, so they could be like they can end it, but they can go on and say, "Hell, wait, no, Rose had him stuck in the basement in a coma the whole time." So it's like you can do that, so you can bring Charlie back. So it's those endings that you never are not good. I hated that funeral, and it's never been the same. But that's my opinion, people. My opinion. So it's never really the same when you do it. So how you end it to where you can never start it back up with Walter White. Well, it's not that way. It ended very good, and I'm glad it ended the way it did. I'm happy it ended. It was sad, but it was a good ending. He died semi happy, doing, looking, and touching what he loved, and so you know Walter White will always be in our hearts. In fact, I might make a "What would Walter White do" bracelet. Hey, dude, we should start this, guys. Thumbs up for that. What would Walter White do? That sounds better than what would Jesus do. He'd probably kill you. Anyways, so hopefully you guys like my overall review. There are things I didn't like. Hank earlier being cocky, but that's just him being him. But like the whole shitting his pants. I don't like Jesse being a pussy in the beginning, but I do like how Jesse grew up. He grew into a man, and he also, he got better look. He wasn't look like a druggie all the time, and he got control of himself. He also got into a badass. They went through a life adventure that really is not going to change them, or it changed them. They're never going to go back, and they became people later on. And you got to see like almost everything. And before I go, I cannot forget Saul. You got a parking ticket, better call Saul. Saul was funny as hell, and I actually hear they're making a spin-off for Saul, so that it's being considered. So you better hope for those you Saul lovers out there. We're gonna get some more of him. But anyways, overall not this chapter. I'm sorry, I'm used to my other reviews. But overall, the series was really great, and I'm gonna miss. I'm probably gonna rewatch it all over again. But it was a really great series, and I loved the Breaking Bad episode. Every one. I can't really say too much bad, negative stuff on this review because I really loved it. I mean, you guys can also be the reviewers and tell me what you thought was bad, what you didn't like. Please don't hate this video because I said I don't like him shitting his pants, because I don't want to see. I was hoping Walter White's a badass. Oh really? I gotta watch this. When he threw the concentrated mercury, and it exploded like a grenade. I was like, holy shit! And then the gun gets on him. He's like, no, please, guys, no. It's like I don't want to see that. I want to see him walk up to the gun and be a badass. But then he's not so much human and realistic as it would be. So either way, the good can also be a bad, and the bad can be a good. So either way, in the end, I think it's good to be bad. Breaking Bad. But anyways, aside from this, long live Walter White, Heisenberg, whatever you want to call him, make the bracelet. What would Walter White do? But anyways, I hope you guys like this. Anyone who has not seen this and you're watching my videos, check out Breaking Bad. Watch the episodes. You're gonna love it. Trust me, it's really good. For those Game of Thrones lovers, or the new guys, or whatever, those other shows up there, this beats them all, in my opinion. I haven't seen the other one, so I can't really actually say that, but I can't really judge. But this is a very good series. Watch it. You're all gonna love it. As always, I'm Shisco Productions. Have a good day.